Hi, I'm Michael Kurosh and welcome to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are in Santa Barbara Design Center and I'm very excited to introduce you to our special guest. It is not often we talk with someone who has a vision of designing an entire city. Well, my guest this week is looking to do just that as he's running for mayor of Santa Barbara, Angel Martinez. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Michael.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. So me and Angel go back a while and I'm very excited having you on our show, and I know you have amazing vision for our town, which is already heaven, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna make it even more special. I have a few questions for you, my friend.
Sure.
Tell me about how you got to where you are today.
Well, you know, I'm an immigrant, like you are. Came here in 1958. I was 3 years old. We left Cuba before the revolution. My parents and my sister, my brother never left, so I was adopted by my grandmother's sister. And we lived in the Bronx in New York, tough neighborhood, the South Bronx, actually. And, but that was the luckiest thing that happened to me was leaving Cuba when I did, coming to America, taking advantage of all the opportunities that America offers. And the next lucky thing that happened was we moved to California, to the Bay Area. And I was a runner in high school and college. And I decided early on I wanted to make a living from my passion, which was running. So this is the beginning of the running boom, you know, the running shoe movement. So I decided I wanted to open a running shoe store. And went to work for a big company, learned retail, and then opened my first store. And it was a lot of work. I was still racing at the time, but it was a lot of fun too. And I met these two guys who were bringing a brand over from England called Reebok.
Reebok.
Nobody had ever heard of it. And so I was the third employee at Reebok, and we built that company to be quite significant. And I've been in the shoe business ever since. So it's 40 years now in the shoe business.
40 years?
40 years.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. Well, thank you. This is amazing, and God bless this country. Me and you can actually
Absolutely.
be a testimony to it. It's an opportunity, and God bless.
I call myself Horatio Alvarez.
Very good. So next question is, what are some of your passions in life?
Well, I'm still passionate about running. I'm not able to do the running I used to do.
You used to be an All-American,
I did,
hear.
yes, cross country and track. I'm passionate about music. I play guitar. I'm passionate about old cars. I have a few old cars that I like to work on and, you know, tinker with. And that's all fun. And then I'm passionate about probably first and foremost my family.
Wonderful.
My wife and my kids, and living here in Santa Barbara, you know, which was a dream for us. I decided in 1973, after coming down here to run in a cross-country meet against UCSB, I went to UC Davis. And I decided I was going to live in Santa Barbara someday. It took about 30-something years, but my wife and I moved here about almost 15 years ago.
Wonderful. Yeah, actually, I know you since the days you moved in here. Wonderful. We are lucky you're here. And my next question is, what inspired you to run for mayor of Santa Barbara?
Well, I decided to enter the run for mayor because I really feel that the city is moving in the wrong direction. You know, I feel this should be the best small city in America. It has everything that it needs, but I don't believe it has vision. We have vision, and I don't believe we've had leadership. And I think no entity can move forward toward the future without a clear vision that everyone participates in and agrees on, and that we can put our resources against and wake up in the morning, you know, driving to make something like that happen. And we've got a lot of issues that are surfacing. State Street is just one of them, tip of an iceberg, as I see it. The aggressive, vagrant panhandlers is another issue that seems to get worse from year to year. And it drives people away from our city.
Very true.
We have a city that is not particularly friendly to business. And I think we lose opportunity, we lose talent. And we are a one-dimensional economy here. We have tourism and retail, and that's it. And that's not enough. We need to develop other aspects of our economy to secure a sustainable economic future for the city.
Well, I could not agree with you more on this. And as you talk about it earlier, there's 50 empty stores on State Street at this point.
Yes.
They ran me off, basically. I mean, I've been there for many, many years, and I could not do any business there anymore.
Well, it's a little shocking. I mean, you see people, I have friends who come in from out of town, and they've maybe visited here 10 years ago, 12 years ago, And the difference between then and now, it's a little shocking.
It surely is.
And
It's
it
heaven,
does-
and as you said, the vision and management will make it even better. My last question for this segment is, how do you plan to use the skills you honed running a major company such as Deckers when running a city?
You know, any great enterprise or any great city is really about collaboration. It's about taking the best ideas and the passion of the people who love the city and bringing it forward toward the future of the city. So it has to all start with a vision.
True.
Without a vision, I think we're lost. And then you pull people into a collective sense of vision and purpose, and that it takes on a life of its own. It becomes an energy for the city going forward. I believe our city is lacking that energy. I think we're losing opportunity every day, every single day. We're losing talent. And talent comes in all forms: artists, you know, musicians, entrepreneurs, retailers. It is to me the vibrancy that creates the kind of opportunities that we're talking about. And today in this city, it's very, very difficult for a young entrepreneur to start a business, to find a location, to hire employees, and for those employees to find a place to live.
Absolutely true. I mean, that's the truth, and the vision you have perhaps will change that. When we come back, I want to talk more with Angel about his plans for our beautiful Santa Barbara. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. There is more Design Santa Barbara after the break. This week on Michael's Minute, we are going to talk about rug cleaning and restoration. A fine rug is a family treasure often passed on from generation to generation. Rugs need to be properly taken care of to ensure their survival and protect your investment. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we are the foremost experts in professional cleaning, repairing, and preserving your rugs. Rugs should be hand washed every 3 to 5 years to maintain the structure. When was the last time you washed your rugs? Proper cleaning can extend the longevity of your rug, whereas steam cleaning can damage it. Restorations by Rugs & More include hand stitching, fixing fringes and sides, and reviving worn pile. For the finest restoration and cleaning, bring your rugs into Rugs & More at Santa Barbara Design Center today, 410 Olive Street. Today on Michael's Minute, I'm gonna talk about what makes a good sofa versus a great sofa. This one is called Malibu and this is called Malibu 2.0. What makes a difference is, for the Malibu, we use industry standard wrap, which is a polyester. For the 2.0, we use a blend of angel hair, which is a synthetic down, and down itself. On top of that, we use 2 different fabrics for them. For the regular Malibu, we use 100% polyester fabric, which is very long lasting and has 30,000 double rub, which is very durable. For the 2.0, we use the highest quality linen in the market. I would like to invite you to come and see these in person. Come see me at Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Olive. Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are talking with Santa Barbara's mayoral candidate, Angel Martinez. Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you, Michael.
It was very important for you to run an independent campaign. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I've my entire life I'm a beneficiary of Johnson's Great Society. So that was a very important thing in that it created opportunity for people like me to take advantage of education.
Yes.
And a variety of other things. So I've been at my core a Democrat all the years. Meaning and in my case, I'm fiscally conservative and I'm socially moderate, I would say. But I feel like the machine on both sides, both the Democratic machine and the Republican machine, have taken us in a direction that in many cases eliminates reason, logic, and common sense. I've never been beholden to any party of any kind, and I don't intend to become that person. I feel the solutions for Santa Barbara are embedded in the collaboration of the best thinking, independent of political affiliation. And I think we need that. I think we need that not only in Santa Barbara, but across the country. I think people are tired of the aggressive politics on both ends. And I think that the future lies in doing what Americans do best, is collaborate and solve problems together. That's what I feel we need, and that's what I propose my candidacy will offer.
Beautiful. Rhetorics don't take anybody anywhere. Common sense does.
Yes.
Please share your vision for Santa Barbara.
Well, Santa Barbara, as I said earlier, should be the best small city in America. I think we have everything we need. It is the home of the environmental movement. So one of the opportunities that we need to aggressively pursue is this idea of being the home for environmental entrepreneurship, environmental innovation. We have UCSB, which is really it's the #2 school in America or in the world for environmental planning and management. It is, in my mind, a wonderful asset to our community. Every year we lose talent that goes to other cities. Why can't UCSB, the Bren School in Santa Barbara, and Goleta for that matter, be to the environment what Stanford became to electronics? Just think about that for a minute. I mean, the idea that you can have a hub of innovation in Santa Barbara around this idea of environmental stewardship across a variety of different areas, from ocean to land to air pollution, water quality, et cetera, et cetera. These are jobs.
Absolutely.
This is intellectual property. These are entrepreneurial opportunities. And that's an opportunity for the city of Santa Barbara and this whole region to really evolve. These are tech jobs, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're high-paying jobs.
And so these are the kind of things that we need to move aggressively in this direction to balance out our economy. I think without these kind of approaches, we're going to be in deep trouble.
You have spoken about the need for a regional partnership with nearby cities. Can you speak to that and how it will benefit the entire Central Coast?
I find it fascinating that we do not collaborate as a city with our neighbors, not to anywhere near the extent we should. We have common problems. The South Coast is a region that shares this fantastic environment. These wonderful resources and assets we have between UCSB, not to mention Westmont College, not to mention Santa Barbara City College, not to mention the investment community that we have embedded here and the wealth of our community. These are all things that, in my mind, we can now begin to harness to the benefit of the entire region. We have congestion problems. We have to solve those congestion problems with better transit solutions. Those have to be region-wide. We have housing issues. They have to be region-wide. Those solutions are only addressable as regional solutions. We have an issue, specifically an issue with the environment, how to protect the environment. We have water issues here. These are all things that need to be solved with collaboration among all the cities because we're going to share all the problems. The homeless problem is a region-wide problem. So these are things that we really cannot have our head in the sand as one city. Not to mention the efficiencies potentially in things like firefighting on a regional basis. Even eventually looking at what is the most efficient way of offering police services. I lived in the San Fernando Valley many, many years ago, and that's one police department for a very, very large region. So there might be in the future some efficiencies that we could move toward that make for better service and a higher level of opportunity for even those people in that career path.
Very well. Santa Barbara residents care deeply for this community, as we all know. What can the individual do to better support our city?
In my mind, getting engaged is absolutely essential. As I've sort of drank out of this fire hose of information over the last 3 or 4 months, I find that so many of our problems have been coming at us for a long time. And to many citizens, they'd be shocked and surprised to learn the depth of our issues. And we need our citizenry engaged. We need them knowledgeable about these problems and participating in the solutions. And that, in my mind, is crucially important. We need to vote. People need to vote. Of the 43,000 registered voters in Santa Barbara, only 16,000 are projected to vote in this election. And of those, only 410 millennials, 410 are projected to vote in this election.
Oh, wow.
So if you care about the future of Santa Barbara and you would like to stay here, if you're 30-something and you see opportunity here, then you have to get out and vote. Otherwise, it'll be business as usual, and we won't have the kind of change that we need to secure our future.
Yeah, voting is very essential. If you don't vote, you let somebody else drive your car. That's it.
That's it.
Very true. Stay tuned. We will be back shortly with more questions for Angel Martinez. Today on Michael's Minute, I want to talk to you about transitional rugs. Although still majority of rugs we sell, they are traditional and classical rugs, but nowadays more and more designers and the projects they have requires transitional and modern carpet. On this side, we have a very beautifully handmade rug that has classical designs from Ziegler and Company, Sultanabad. On this side, we have an Uşak design. Uşak is a town in Turkey that originally made classical Turkish designs from 1,000 years to today. They're still making them. This particular one has a classical design, but has all the colors of today's interior. So it's beige with a little bit of eggplant color and gray in it. To see thousands of transitional, modern, and classical rugs, come to Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Olive.
Welcome to Rugs & More. We provide the West Coast with the most comprehensive collection of new, oriental, and antique rugs. Rugs are solid art investments and often become cherished family treasures. Our limitless inventory will warm up your home. Exotic or traditional, tribal or modern, our rugs weave stories through intricate patterns, compelling colors, and touchable materials. #1 in Santa Barbara for over 20 years. Visit us today at Rugs & More, 410 Olive Street in Santa Barbara.
Today I want to talk to you about chairs. Chairs come in many different styles and shapes and classical, modern, or transitional look. This particular one is called Sarah, and it is a stationary chair, is a modern look. This particular one is a recliner and is leather and is a very classical look. This one is Barrack and is a swivel glider. Swivel gliders are my favorite chairs and they're addictive. And it is in a transitional look. It is not modern, it is not classical, it is in between, a marriage between them all. And my favorite one is a Santa Barbara chair. We make these out of washable linen, and we make it with blend down inside of it, which is down and angel hair. Most comfortable, and is a swivel. If you want to see any of these chairs in person, please come to Santa Barbara Design Center at 410 Olive. In this edition of Michael's Minutes, let's talk about sofas, be it classical, transitional, or modern. The style you choose should be based on your personal preference. Once you have a style, selecting the right size and shape for your space is critical. We offer love seats, sofas, sectionals, and sectionals with a return. The next step is selecting the right fabric for your lifestyle. You can choose from casual to durable, even washable. Last but not least comes the comfort of your sofa. We carry many materials like high density foam that you can cover in polyester, down, or premium angel hair for maximum comfort and support. I invite you to come to Santa Barbara Design Center at 410 Olive Street and select your dream sofa. Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. Angel Martinez is currently running for mayor of Santa Barbara, and we have been discussing his vision for Santa Barbara. Angel, thank you again for talking to us.
My pleasure.
My next question is, what do you foresee being the greatest challenge facing our city in the coming years?
Well, I think our greatest challenge is one of diversifying our economy. And I think when you stop and look at the issues that face us today, the ones that are obvious, they are what I call tip of the iceberg issues. The homeless issue, the vagrancy issue, you know, the housing problem for workforce housing that we have, infrastructure issues that are coming around very, very quickly on us. You can see from the state of the streets that we have a problem. These are tip of the iceberg. The real iceberg below the waterline is a lack of economic diversity in our city, a lack of an economic engine that over time will be able to pay the bills that we have. Right now, the bills that are coming, there's no bank account to pay them. Without economic health and a certain amount of appropriate economic growth in this city, we're going to face some very difficult times. And when I say economic growth, I'm not talking about in any way denigrating or creating any kind of challenge to what we love about Santa Barbara. This is not about, in my mind, 5-story buildings. It's not about challenging the quality of life that we love so much here. This is about being smart, about the kind of businesses that come into the city, the kind of opportunities they create. I'm amazed at how many businesses there are out there with, let's say, 100 employees that do $500 million in revenue around the country. Technology allows that to happen. You can have Santa Barbara be the brain trust, if you will, of an enterprise, and have the extensions of that enterprise around the country, whether it be a distribution center, or it be your IT group, or it be any other parts of your business do not have to be here. But this is the hub for many entrepreneurial activities. I've learned over time that when we've recruited people at Deckers, we never get people coming off the airplane and saying, uh-oh, wow, why did I come here? They fall in love the minute they come off the airplane. Sure. So getting people here is not the problem. Creating the opportunity for them to be productive here is the problem. Finding opportunity in business, affording the housing, and that doesn't mean that we're going to be a city that is never anything but expensive. Let's face it, we're an island. I think of Santa Barbara as an island. We can't go anywhere. We can't go up. We can't go out in any direction. So we have to be very smart about the kind of development, the kind of opportunities that we create. But this can be solved. We're not the only ones who face this in our country or in the world. True. And the solutions, I think, are embedded in what I call the collective genius of our community. And I want to get busy and start working on those things.
There's no shortage of talent, shortage of leadership. There is, that's why you're offering your mayoral candidacy, which is great. Can you share your thoughts on how to improve Santa Barbara's economy and urban development?
As I spoke earlier, I think one of the opportunities is perhaps as Santa Barbara being an innovation hub for environmental stewardship in partnership with UCSB and the Brent School. That's one idea. You have to start looking at what is it going to take for a person to create a successful small business in this town. We make it so difficult. I think by just removing some of the onerous and unreasonable regulations that exist, in many cases they are stifling economic growth. It's very, very difficult to run a business in this town. Frankly, this is the most business unfriendly town I've ever lived in. And I don't understand why that is, because we have so many potential entrepreneurs here. State Street, for example, can be a home for local entrepreneurs to build their businesses. But it's made, just opening a restaurant or opening a store, remodeling a building is extraordinarily painful and expensive. True. And so I think we need a new attitude. I think we need a new point of view. that actually celebrates this type of activity rather than denigrate it. And I think we're long past that. We need to move in a new direction.
I'd like to ask a lot of my guests this question. What makes Santa Barbara such a special place?
You know, it's why I fell in love with it. It's not just the physical beauty of Santa Barbara. It's not just the weather. It's the people.
It's the people.
To me, this is a magnet for wonderful people from all over the place, all over the world. And I just meet the most amazing people. In this run for mayor, the best thing that's happened are the people that I've met and the conversations that I've had. And I have found nothing but passion for Santa Barbara, which is really amazing.
It truly is. Everybody loves this place. It's amazing. And you're right, it's the people that makes
people.
it. Although the weather helps too.
Weather helps.
Please tell our viewers how they can learn more about and support your campaign.
Well, my campaign is rolling along. I'm an underdog. Just to be clear, I am not supported by any big party machine on either side. So I have to really find my own way, and I rely on support of the local community. To do that, you can go to angelmartinez.com if you would like to learn more about my position on the issues. And if you'd like to donate to my campaign, I'd very much appreciate it.
Well, that's great. I would like to thank Angel Martinez for coming to Santa Barbara Design Center today. It was a fascinating discussion. Please join us next week for another episode of Design Santa Barbara. See you then.